Hi everyone and welcome to another video on VR's channel, the weekly pop with VR. Today we've got me at PAX on my GoPro. You can probably see reflections of me in the black screens dressed up as Goku. This was on the Saturday, and this is my first ever pick up and play of Player Unknown Battlegrounds, or PUBG. So we've got like I said, my first ever play, never picked it up before, obviously know what PUBG is. So my first experience with a Battle Royale type game. I've heard a lot of people playing it, a lot of talk about it. I'm just zooming in on an arse there, so that's fun. One thing that I did notice straight away was that you could not, in this version they had at PAX, you couldn't invert the controls, which for me is a huge issue, because up is up for me is not right. I'm not going to have a big commentary about whether inverted is right or whether it's not, because everyone likes their own thing. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. It seems like it's got some good roots in there for a long type of game, but for me, I got first time playing a game. These games actually hooked up to the internet to play against actual people. There weren't enough consoles there to have your own game. I think they had 8 or 12 of them. So yeah, I went in not having played it before, had not really much of an idea what to do. I think the first two in this video, I've only got 2 plays, and yeah, it didn't go so well. I think I finished in the 70s and the 80s or so, but we'll see as time goes on. So, dropping in here, seeing everyone around, I'm like, well, obviously I don't want to be near them to start. One thing I did find quite funny, pretty sure I do it here, but and when you're in the air, as you lean left and you lean right, it looks like he's doing the dab move. So he's like dab with his right arm, and anyway, I thought that was quite funny. I was just, in later plays, I was just dabbing left to right because I thought it was funny. Like I said before, the inverted thing was a real problem for me, because I think in this first play I ran around for about 10 minutes, standing at the top of the stairs, and I push up to look down to shoot at this dude, and I look into the roof and he just rolls me. The game looks okay on Xbox. I've heard as recently as today that when it does release, it'll be getting a 4K enhanced package or whatever they're calling it, so should be getting some good stuff in there. But yeah, we'll see what that brings, because it looked like a really nice Xbox 360 game, rather than showcasing what the power was. Right here, I didn't actually realise that you needed to reload your gun as soon as you picked it up, so I struggled with that. But so here we go, I've got a problem already. I got no bullets in my gun. He's trying to give me the Roman Reigns Superman punch from WWE. Yeah, so as you can tell, it really is my first time playing. I get a few shots out, and this is where he wrecks me, I think. It's just so bad. So, I lasted all of 2 minutes on that play. But, like I said, the game it's quite fun. The controls, as you kind of get used to them, feel like they work reasonably well. One thing I am interested to see is how they optimize the menus in the game, the picking up menus. In this particular instance, and it could be just me playing as a new player, I didn't really understand how to swap my weapon around, and the only way I could do that was by dropping everything and just picking up the weapon that I wanted to play as. And if that's what happens in the real game, they've got a big issue, because that is not how you swap a weapon in a game. It should be a one button press to swap it, and maybe a hold down for a sidearm like some other games do. I'm sure that they've got that fixed. This was just a bare bones version for PAX, because they were just showing it. They weren't even plugged into Xboxes, these copies of the game. They were plugged into PCs, which you can't see. I don't actually film them. I enjoy this lobby. There's a lot of fun stuff happening in the lobby. You can see people jumping around, shooting each other. I don't actually know where they get the guns from in the lobby, but so they managed to find that. You can punch on with people and have a bit of fun. I'm just you know, giving people a bit of a box here. Yeah, like I said, it's an interesting game. It seems like it's one of those ones for a patient player. I'm not the most patient player going around, so for me, even when I played this later on, I ran around for about half an hour. I finished 12th, but I didn't even see anyone. I was running around trying to stay inside the playable area, and then I got killed by a guy. I didn't even think I saw the guy that killed me. In this play, I do a little bit better than the first round, which obviously not difficult. I think I finished 79th or something, but yeah, you can see already I'm having trouble looking up and down with the non-invert. That's a huge issue. I'm sure that'll be fixed for when the game comes out. So here we go, number 2. They had the Xbox One S controller, I believe. That's why it's white. It's a lot, I like the Xbox One S controller. It's pretty cool. But coming in here, it kind of seems like there's a bit of a difficulty curve to playing the game. For someone like me coming in, playing against players who have played a lot of this, they'll know. So here's the dabbing that I was talking about. Just dropping a dab left, and I'll drop, I think, one on the right. Yeah. I'm sure they didn't mean that when they programmed the game, but to me it was just quite funny. I like that you can drive around in cars in the game as well. They're pretty slow, and they can be often a hindrance, but it's good that they're in there. I like that it feels like if something, if there was some sort of apocalypse, whether it's zombie or whatever, this game feels like it feels like it would be what it could be like potentially if there was some sort of apocalypse. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. So we're coming in for the second round here. I'm going to raid a few of these houses and see what's in there. I think I actually get some decent gear this time. I was pretty excited to pick up, I think, a shotgun in this round. The one thing I did notice is the jump out of the plane is really long. Really, really long. You have to pull your parachute too early to get into the game. I think you shouldn't be forced to pull it until you're a lot closer to the ground, because that is a long time to get to the ground. So I'm having a bit of a run around here, trying to see what's going on, trying to pick up some gear. I do like that there's a little bit of a random element to what you can pick up. It seems like it's kind of fair for everyone, rather than when you play a game like Halo or something like that, where everyone just runs to where the best weapons are, and if you don't know where they are, you're at a massive disadvantage. So it seems like that it's always kind of a fair sort of playing field, which I quite like that, because there are a lot of games where if you've played a lot, you have a massive advantage, and you should have a massive advantage because you're better at the game, rather than because you know where everything is in the game and you memorized it. So here we go, pick up the shotgun. Pretty happy about that. I still really, as you can tell, don't really know what I'm doing. I'm looking forward a lot to playing with a squad. Hop in there with your mic on in an Xbox party and just running around like that. That's going to be a lot of fun, and for a team that communicates well, they'll go very, very well at this game. I'm also looking forward to, I'm pretty sure I've seen a zombie mode, which is, if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I quite enjoy zombie games. But yeah, I love a mode with zombies in there. You can see the numbers counting down on the left. It tells you how many's left, and it's permanently showing you up in the top right hand corner how many players are left. It seems like it has a lot of longevity, because you every round is different. You could be dead in 30 seconds, or you could have a 30-minute round where you go down to the last 10, and that last 10 would seem really, really tense. And that's something that I think a lot of games are trying to capitalize on, that particular feeling, like Fortnite essentially copying this game. I'm not exactly sure how they're legally allowed to copy the game, but they have. So I'll probably see me playing a bit of that before PUBG comes out, and maybe some future videos as well. As you can see, I'm dressed for success here with a nice little helmet on. I think I heard someone running around, that's why I was hesitating down those stairs. the gameplay it has a particular feel, and I think that's like I said, I think the feel is what they're going for with this game. You never really know what's around the next corner or when someone's going to pop out. For me in this, I think it's really needs some clearer graphics, because a lot of times I found myself looking off into the distance and being like, oh, is that a guy? And actually it was a bush. And you probably can't tell here in this video, but I'm standing probably about 50 centimeters from the screen, maybe 60. So if I'm standing that close and I can't tell the difference between a bush and a person, like, yeah, you need a bit of work. So hopefully the 4K package that comes on will help with that a bit as well. So I'm just trying to investigate here, see what's happening around the place. It seems like there's a lot of this running around searching for people, which, you know, I don't mind that, but I think if you're constantly doing that, it'll probably get a bit wear on you a little bit. But I think it will kind of be balanced out by your feeling of euphoria, your utter elation if you are the winner chicken dinner. On this game as well, I'm interested to see what kind of achievement list it is. There are a lot of games that, you know, if they're kind of so-so and they have a bad achievement list, I won't play the game, because I don't have time for that. I really like to get into a game, get the achievements and get done with it. If there's a game that takes 60 hours or 100 hours or something and I'm really going to enjoy it, a game like Dead Island, fine, but I don't really want to, you know, if this is like get 100 chicken dinners, well, I'm never going to get that achievement, even though I'm going to have a lot of fun playing the game. So I'll be interested to see what kind of achievement list drops with this one. I think it's going to be a pretty tough one, unless you're a really good player of the game. But like I said, we'll see in the next couple of weeks when it comes out. It's scheduled for release in early December the 12th, I believe. So it'll be coming out just before Christmas. It'll be $39.95 Australian, $29.99 US, which is a pretty good price actually. In Australia, when games come out, they're full priced at $100. So that's pretty reasonable in my opinion. Here I am getting in a car, and I'm pretty sure that in about 2 minutes a dude just smashes me with this. It's hard to control the cars a little bit on the bumpy roads. They look like they're not going that fast, but it says 60 kilometers an hour when you're kind of maxing out on the speed. So yeah, it can be quite tricky to handle them. I mean, I'm sure it's probably tricky to handle a car when you're driving along on bumpy terrain that cars aren't really designed for. But yeah. So like I said, final thoughts on the game. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, especially a lot of fun if you have friends. Now, whether those friends are on your team in squad mode or whether if they're on the other team and you happen to be in some sort of party chat, I think that would be quite fun as well. Have a bit of a laugh with the boys while you're having a go there. My camera keeps shaking because I have to shift my weight. I can't just stand up for 30 minutes straight without moving. So I think I'll hop out here to have a bit of a look around, or maybe I don't. But yeah, I might just finish up what I think of the game there. I'm going to be getting it. Might see you guys online, and we'll just run the remainder of the video.